Hey Shannon, so Orange Crush workout number 23. What it is a 14 minutes working with a partner where one partner is on the rower, the other partner is knocking out a couple of rounds of 3 different movements. So definitely a format people have seen before. The idea is that the row and the bike should be kind of a steadier pace, and they're trying to hammer hard through and get through those 2 rounds of the other movements pretty quick. So again, steady pace on the row bike, like steady but as hard as they can go while still being able to more so get after it on the 3 movements. For the general warm-up, I want you to spend some time foam rolling quads, foam rolling glutes, and IT bands. Partially just because there's a lot of squats in today's workout, and also because they had some Bulgarian split squats on Monday, so hopefully getting those feeling a little bit better. Then just open up their arms with some arm circles, maybe like 5 each direction slow, and then maybe like 5 each way fast, just to get the shoulders a little bit loosened up for some of the inchworms and Spidermans that we have. Then take them through 5 each side of a Cossack squat. So feet wide, coming down, really trying to keep that inside leg straight. 5 on each side. Then have them do 5 up dog, down dog. So here, 5 up dog, down dog, and then 5 each side of a Spider-Man, and have them really push into that. Since we're just getting things warmed up here, 5 each side. That is the general warm-up. So just getting things moving and things a little loosened up. Then for the specific warm-up, whenever we have kettlebell swings in a workout, I like to go through and kind of break down the kettlebell swing. So I would just have everybody grab out a kettlebell. Ladies, for at least the warm-up, pink or blue. Guys, blue, yellow, maybe black. And I always like to break the kettlebell swing down a little bit, just because we want to drill in that form, otherwise people tend to just kind of torch their lower backs. So I always like to start by having them find just a good position where they can hold on to that kettlebell but still have the weight in their feet, and then have them hike and come back down, hike and come back down. Notice that I'm standing up a little bit, so my hands aren't passing down here, they're kind of passing right about knee level. Then have them work into a hike and 1 swing. Swing out, come down. Really have them focus on using the hips to generate that power. Then maybe like a hike and 3 swings, and then maybe 1 set, or do a few sets of that, and then like a hike and 5 swings. It's really helpful to have everybody do those together. When you're doing the same movement together, you can kind of spot when people are doing things a little bit differently, or it's more easy to spot when people are a little bit out of whack. So yeah, just giving them a nice warm up on those kettlebell swings. Then have them knock out 2 rounds of 4 inchworms and a Spider-Man on each side. So they're gonna walk those hands out, and then a Spider-Man. If they want, they can hop that Spider-Man, but then bring it back, walk in. That's 1, and they're gonna do 4 of those. And then have them go just 1 time down and back of a lateral shuffle. So lateral shuffle will be kind of in the longer lane, right next to the dumbbell rack, shuffling down, so that is a sideways shuffle. So trying to keep the hips forward, going down and back for that lateral shuffle. Like I said, 2 rounds of the 4 inchworm, Spider-Man, and down and back lateral shuffles. Then the workout, so like I said, 14 minutes of work. 1 partner is starting on the rower, while the other partner, and how I would set up the room is have the rowers probably underneath the rack here. So that way, med ball slams, inchworm, Spider-Mans, and squats can kind of happen in this aisle right next to the rack. So those med ball slams are with a med ball. They are not with a slam ball. I always remind people when we're using a med ball to slam that it's going to bounce. So don't bring their face down. The advantage of that is that it's a little quicker turnover. That's why there's 20 of them. Normally that would be like a pretty dang big number, but with the med ball, it's not as bad. Then they've got 8 of those inchworm plus a Spider-Man, and then 12 just normal bodyweight squats So coming down, and I'm going to change that to 12 to 16. So if a person is like generally pretty dang good at squats, have them do a few more, have them do the 16 instead. Yeah, that is station 1. So once the partner finishes out 2 rounds of these ones, then they're swapping, and that partner will be on the rower, and then the other partner will be knocking out their 2 rounds. They'll get 3 minutes of rest, and then they'll head to the other half of things, which is bikes. So I'd have bikes kind of set up in the middle, so that way there's room enough for people to do some kettlebell swings and sit-ups, kind of like right alongside the bikes. And then the lateral shuffles, there's just room for them to do those down and back. What I would bet is that probably the 2 rounds are going to be taking about 4-ish minutes, or let me like 3 to 4 minutes. So hopefully partners are getting about 2-ish rounds of each thing. So 2 rounds of the row, 2 rounds of the 2 rounds. Yeah. Kettlebell swings, I just showed you with the warm-up drills, and then the 12 sit-ups. Sit-ups, we have all the variations. That can be arm straight, leg straight. That can be strict. That can be butterfly, whatever. And then a lateral shuffle. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions, and have fun. Thanks.